if you were challenged to pick one chapter in the entire Torah to capture the grandeur and majesty of the day of Rosh Hashana, I'm sure the top on that survey list would be Briat HaOlam, the Genesis story, perhaps Aseret HaDibrot, the Ten Commandments, where God declares, I am your Lord. But when our sages of antiquity had to choose, what they chose was a very human story of the birth of Yitzchak, and then the story digresses mostly into his brother Yishmael. Why on this solemn and holy day, where we celebrate the birth of mankind and renewal, do we speak about Yishmael? And it's not even the most uplifting of stories. He's asked to leave the home, and ultimately speaking that he's given his destiny. How does that speak to us? There's an interesting blessing that's given to each Jewish bride before she walks down the aisle of Achotenu At. You are our sister. Who authored that blessing? It was the brother of the first Jewish bride, Rivka. His name was Lavan. Lavan was a nefarious personality. In the Pesach Haggadah that we're told that he is even worse than Paro was. Yet his blessing are the words that we share with each and every bride. What was unique about his particular blessing? How did he make it into that moment? Because although he may have been an unsavory person, you got to give a man credit for what he does right. And he captured a very powerful theme. He plagiarized the blessing. This was the blessing that God gave to Abraham. And what he was saying was, I believe in that blessing. I believe in a covenantal people. I believe that great things will come from this great man. The only question is, who will be the heir? And he turned to his sister and he said, I'm not sure. But I would like you, my hope is you will carry on this great tradition. My father, Alav Hashalom, used to quote a professor of history that taught him, Professor Agus, that spoke about the sifting process of history. In each generation, some of us are sifted away. And the question is, who shall remain? The seminal chapter that we read about is that first process of sifting in our history. Who shall carry on that great chain of what Avraham represents? And the answer was, it was Yitzchak. It was not Ishmael. He had a great destiny, but a different destiny. We ask ourselves on this particular day in time, where shall we stand? Do we identify firmly with our people? The Zohar tells us that the exercise on this day is Betoch Ami Ani Yoshevet. I commit myself to peoplehood. I recognize there is something greater than myself, and I attach myself to the destiny of the Jewish people. The greatest challenge of our age is to ensure that that next generation identifies with their people, that this generation stands with the land of Israel. And we, to a great extent, are failing in this row. When we come to Shul on Rosh Hashana, when we hear that shofar, when we connect, this is an affirmation of where we stand. This is an affirmation that we will carry on that baton. And we will do our best to strengthen our people and to stand with it, and to carry on this great covenantal role. We've been placed on earth with a mission and purpose. The mission and purpose is not solitude. The mission and person is not integration. The mission and purpose is to attach to this great history, to do our part in carrying on this great legacy, and it requires action. May we be able to see ourselves as not a simple speck, but as part of a great drama and a great saga. May we be able to celebrate our past and root ourselves in it, so that we are able to march into that future. May that future be one of integration and oneness and community. And may we create that sense of unity that will usher in the ultimate unity of Mashiach. May this be the year. Shana Tova.